Hi everyone, in today's video I will show you how to use break, continue and return in loops in PowerShell. So, in this video you will learn how breaks, continue and return behave specifically inside of the loops. I think this is important because they control how and when your loop stops, for example, or how to skip iteration. So I will show you some examples of how you can do it. So let's start with break. We can use break to stop the loop, and I will show you how you can do it. So let's do the for each loop, and we will iterate for n in, for example, this set of numbers. So from 1 to 10, it is the same. It basically means the same as, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I think it is a little bit nicer to read. So we are going with this n inside of this set of numbers, and now if, for example, n will equal to 5, then we will break. We can print that n to know what is happening, and we can close that with braces. So as I said, break stops the loop. So the first 4 iteration, of course, will be fine. So we will just print 1, 2, 3 and 4. But when n will be equal to 5, we have this condition which will become true. And if this condition will become true, we are doing the break. So we are stopping the entire loop. We are not even printing this n. So that's why when I will press enter, I will print just the values 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the key idea is that break exits the entire loop and no more iteration happen. And this is basically how break works. The next one is the continue. So continue skips current iteration. I will do the same example, but instead of break I will use continue. So for each n in the numbers from 1 to 10, and if n is equal to 5, we will not break, but we will continue like this. Then we can print that n and we can close that. So what we are doing, as I said, continue skips current iteration. So of course the first iteration will happen exactly like here, but when n is equal to 5, we have this condition which will become true and will continue. So we are skipping the current iteration. We are not printing that n. We are from there going to the next iteration, which is n equals 6, and now we are printing 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So after pressing enter, we will see all the values except of that 5. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we don't have 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So basically continue skips only current iteration and loop will continue normally. Now the third one, which is return. We can do something like this. I will clear that maybe. I will show you return in the function, in the loop. Of course you can, most of the time we will return the value in the function, but I am doing that in the loop, so we'll use the loop. So for each, for example, n in now from 1 to 5 maybe, and if n will be equal to 3, then we will return, and we can print that n, we can close that. What we are doing, I will press enter. As you can see, it works similar to break, I would say, but you can do something like this. So of course for each n in 1 to 5, so we are printing the first 2 iterations. Then when n is equal to 3, we have this condition which is true and we are returning. In that case nothing, but you can do something like this. So you can return that n like this, and in that case you will also print 3. So as you can see, it is working. Why we are not printing 3 in that case? Because it works similar to break. We are returning the value, in that case nothing. and we are stopping the loop. So this is how it works. Of course, most of the time you will like to use return in the functions, which I will also cover on this channel. But now, I will show you how to use nested loops and break. So we can do something like this. We have to use the label, which is outer, like this. And now we will do for each. For example, I in from 1 to 3. We will close that. We will open it now another braces, and we will do another one nested loop like this. So for j in 1 to 3, for example, now we will do the condition if, for example, j will be equal to 2, then we will break. But what we are doing, by doing just break, we will break this loop from there, so this second loop, but we want to break the entire loop, so we have to add the label. That's why we did this outer, so we will do outer like this. Now we will break the entire loop. I mean, not the this loop and this loop. So if we will break the first one, we'll break also the second one, but I see I made a spelling mistake right there, so it should be for each, of course. And now we will go down. So this is how it works. We will print the values, so and inside of the quotes, because we want to print two values, so we will print I and we will print j. And now we can close the first one and the second loop, and now I will press enter. And what we are doing, I know it might look a little bit complicated if you are not familiar with the programming, but we have the first loop. We are setting I equals to 1. Then we have the second loop. We are setting j equals to 1. And now if j is equals to 2, we are breaking. So it is not true. Then we are going here and we are printing 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Then we are incrementing this j value, which is now 2. I is still 1. So when the j is true, when the j is 2, this condition becomes true, and we are breaking the entire loop. So this is why we are printing only values 1 and 1. Now you can do the same thing, but with the continuous. So again, I will do this label like this, and now for each, for example, I will do the same example 1 until 3. Now for each j in 1 to 3, we will do the condition if j is equal to 2. We will not break now, but continue like this. Yes, and now we will print the values, so I and j, and then we will close that and we will close that. What will happen? So first of all, what we are doing, again, we are setting one. We are setting I to 1 and j to 1. In that case, again, we are printing 1 and 1. Now, in the second iteration of this second loop, we have j equals to 2. Now this condition becomes true, and we have continue and outer. And because of this outer, we are not continuing into the next iteration of this loop, which will allow us to print 1 and 3 here, but we are continuing to the next iteration of this loop, and we are setting I to 2 now, and now we have I to 2, again we have j to 1, and we are printing 2 and 1. Now when the j becomes 2, we have 2 and 2, this condition becomes true, again we are going to the for each loop here, we are setting j to 3, we have again I3 and j1, we are printing this, and again we have we are incrementing by 1 when we have the j equals to 2, we are going continue outer. But this loop don't have the for value, so we are exiting it, and this is how it works. This is why we are printing 1 and 1, 2 and 1, and 3 and 1. I can show you when I will do just the continue. We will print the value with the j equals 3, as I said. So we will skip only the value when the j is equals to 2. So this is how it works, and this is the difference, as I said before. So this is all in this video. This is how you can use break, continue, and return in loops in PowerShell. If you found the video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next videos.